Is there a better place to play a basketball game as a visitor? Hit 6 threes and have one of your teammates hit a game winner. Is there a better place?
No. The Garden is the place to be.
What was your sort of vantage point over in the left corner with Book? We did a segment this morning with Legler about sort of how Book used Quickly's double to then get sort of momentum going into that DHO and Randall coming up. Was all of that by design in terms of the player placement when the DHO was going to happen, trying to involve Randall?
Yes, that was part of what we were trying to do. Kind of use him in pick and roll and kind of sometimes keep me close to Book because New York likes to help, they like to load, and they got to pick their poison because Book, he's always going to draw a lot of traction, and sometimes he's going to kick it to me and without doing too much dribbling, and I just got to be ready sometimes. And but yeah, like you said, that was our game plan throughout the whole game.
Yeah, I feel like Vogel, it started even last year a little bit with KD and Book, but the thing I've really noticed has been the spacing. When those two guys are on the floor together, it always seems like one of them is a pass away. Yesterday, no KD. You were oftentimes, when Book had the ball, the guy that was a pass away. How much are you guys discussing that? How much are you guys going over that in film and practice? Like, how much of an emphasis has that spacing component been in terms of the guy that's one pass away?
Yeah, it's been a major emphasis on it, but as a shooter, of course you want to give those guys space, but sometimes you can change the game if they kick it to a shooter and they knock, and the other team sees you knock one or two down, and then that really changes the game because some of your best players on the floor, they're always going to have the ball. They're always going to get the shots. They're going to always have the ball. But sometimes when of course, you want them to operate in space, but when you're able to kick it to your shooters, and then, how can you double team How can you double team the guys that are on your, like KD or Book or Brad when he comes back? You're not. It's going to be really hard to.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that gets me excited about your offense is, there's going to be lineups where, let's just say, like it's Nurkic, you, Brad, Book, KD, all on the court together. Whoever operates pick and roll with Nurkic, he's rolling to the rim. The pick your poison thing, particularly with Book and KD being able to efficiently score from the mid range. I think within a playoff series, I don't know what records because of injuries and the long season. I don't know what your record ends up being, but I think in a playoff series, those are a lot of game plan adjustments game to game within a playoff series.
Oh, for sure. Like you said, we got a lot of playmakers, good shooters. And as long as we, play fast, make quick decisions when those guys catch it, offensively, we're just going to be a nightmare for other teams.
When you've competed against Kevin in the playoffs last year, competed against Book, he had a big first round against you guys in the Clippers. Just being around them every day now, like, what are your impressions of them as players, or anything new you learned about them, their personalities, their competitiveness, all the stuff that you've seen from the outside, but now you're a part of their team?
Yeah, I haven't told a lot of people this. I would say one of the main reasons why I came to Phoenix, it was I saw the vision of their team, but when I went against Phoenix last year, how Book and Katie, how they kind of embrace each other. A lot of stars, they don't really embrace each other. And, of course, and I was like, man, if I can go there and, space the floor out for those guys and try to create opportunities, not for them. And where both of us can create opportunities for one another, I just think it would be just even better for all of us to have a chance to try to do something special. But when I saw that they're commending one another, that made me like, this could be something good.
We saw the clip yesterday of KD on the bench, walking onto the court when the ball goes up, and that seems genuine. The two of them, in terms of their partnership and the way they encourage each other and recognize each other's games.
KD and Books really it's real. It's genuine from practice to game and off the court. That's a major part of why I came here.
Yeah. Did you have other offers? I was curious as a observer from the outside, an analyst, whatever. As they made the Bradley Beal trade, it's like, all right, well, how are they going to fill out the roster? And truthfully, you guys got a bunch of guys to come on minimum contracts. Did you have other offers for more money, or was this always just somewhere you were like, I want to go try to win a championship with these guys?
No, I have offers from more money from other teams. But it wasn't like it was a drastic amount.
Right.
But yeah, I had plenty of options. Golden State, Milwaukee. I mean, I had all the winning the teams that were expected to try to win for this year. But I just felt like Phoenix was my best bet.
You've played with a number of future Hall of Famers, a number of great players: James and Chris, Anthony Davis, Russ, Paul, Kawhi, Book and KD. Now, early Blake Griffin.
Right.
He's Hall of Fame in my book. Early Blake Griffin is Hall of Fame in my book. And all different players, all different personalities. Are there any commonalities that you've seen with great players in the league that you've been around?
Well, they all have an edge. They all have, a unique kind of style of play, especially from guards. Like you're starting to see, like I always like to say, James. He's definitely one of the best guards I play with. Like talent wise, I mean, the dude could do a little bit of everything, and I'm starting to see Book to transition into that, and because I see how people like. Because everybody's different. Paul George, he's his own little way. Kawhi is his own little way. But they always play with that edge, but everybody's different. But I really enjoy how Book is transitioned into like playmaker, not just a scorer, not just being set up to score. So, I mean, everybody's a little talented in our own little way.
Yeah. The thing with Book, the playmaking piece has been remarkable. We've spoken about it a number of times on the podcast. Vogel told us that he feels like he downloaded Chris Paul's brain. And I always go back to a couple of years ago when we had Chris on the podcast. And I think it's right around the time I termed the coin sicko, and in a very positive way. And CP was like, nah, he's like, dude, he's like, Book is one of us. Like he's a sicko, like he's a psycho. He's competitive. He's wired. I talk to people sometimes that like know him really well, and it's almost like before a big game, like he's so focused and amped up. And I love hearing stories like that. This is your 16th year?
16.
Yeah. Because I feel like players, and there's some star players too, that like we in general just get like a bad rap, like regular season doesn't matter, or guys disappear in like guys don't want it. I hate that sort of analysis. And it's like all of us wake up every day with the intention to play well and to go win a basketball game.
Right. No, you're right about that.